you turn your back like you always do. Face away and pretend that I'm not, but I'll be here cause you're all that I got. Let go, watching you turn your back like you always do. Face away and pretend that I'm not, but I'll be here cause you're all that I got. Let go, watching you turn your back like you always do. Face away and pretend that I'm not, but I'll be here cause you're all that I got. Let go. Let go, watching you, watching you. Turn your back like you always do. Turn your back like you always do. Back, go, back, turn back, go, back, always go, back, watch, back, go, back. Face away and pretend that I'm not, but I'll be here cause you're all that I got.
And welcome back to the K7 League. My name is Clam. I am joined tonight by my fellow caster, I almost said Graf the Giraffe, but it's going to be Mateo Graf, this time fake Graf. How you doing, Graf?
I'm the fake one, but I'm good. I mean, I'm super excited for getting into K7. You know, it's been a little bit away, and it's back in full force. We got a big matchup here between the Sapphire Wolves and eVaSive Prime. Both of these teams' first game of the season, and, you know, they're looking to get this season started off on a good note.
Yeah, and, you know, the last series, if you guys did tune into that one, was kind of a slam, and hopefully this one should be a better showing for both these rosters tonight. Should be definitely more competitive in this one. I mean, we'll take a quick look at the maps that we have for this series. We're going to be starting things off with Colossus, then going to that Raid SND, followed by a double Scar, and then Den SND if we do need to go the distance, and it should be a banger maps on this one. I'm actually kind of surprised to not see any of the new maps in this one.
Yeah, I mean, especially just because there's so many of them that you can't ban all of them, you know? So feels like both of these teams are pretty satisfied with staying to what they know, which, you know, I don't ever fault a team for, but, you know, usually we do like to see teams mix in at least one of those new maps, especially if they can get it in the 1-2 where it's a little bit safer, where it's not going to end your series if you lose it and something goes wrong. But especially, I mean, it's just a safe map set. I think a lot of teams are very happy about Colossus Hardpoint. It gets a lot of them warmed up really nicely. I mean, I know there's been times where we've seen 4 subs on this map on certain hills a lot of the time, and that's something that if you're able to have that flexibility as a team, 4 NPCs is just so, like, nigh impossible to beat on a hill like P1.
Yeah, especially if you got the pace to show it. I feel like there's some teams that, you know, they try and pull off the triple quad SMG meta, but they just don't have the pace to pull off, you know, a switch up like that. So we're going to see, you know, which team comes out with that pace in the map number 1. And then we're going to head to that Raid S&D as well later in that series. And we'll see, you know, who's going to be having the sniper rifle action. But we'll take a quick look at the rosters. In the meantime, eVaSive Prime, you see him on your screen. It's going to be Caxter, Ox, Lock, and Freeze rounding out the roster. And honestly, I was talking to you a little bit off the air. I think they're probably my slight favorites tonight. I was thinking maybe an eVaSive Prime, maybe 3-1, 3-2 in the end. But I mean, definitely Sapphire Wolves, no slouches either.
Yeah, Sapphire Wolves taking a look at their roster now as well. Sky, Red Cell, Skittles, and Awesome. Again, a strong squad, but yeah, I think I agree with what you said. I think I'd say eVaSive Prime are the favorites for this series, but with a map set like this, I mean, I think it's gonna generally favor the team that's been better so far in this title. And, you know, obviously it's a little hard to tell that. You know, I haven't had, you know, a great opportunity to watch this Sapphire Wolves team myself, but if they make an impression early, I mean, it could be just good momentum to carry through the rest of the series.
Yeah, and I'm curious to see what happens with the Sapphire Wolves this season. You know, they had, you know, they were like kind of on the borderline of playoffs last time. You know, they kind of made a run, but just weren't able to quite put up enough of a fight in the end. And we'll see if they have a better time this season. And, you know, you have definitely a clean slate to work with. So this is, you know, your battle, your fight to lose here. So we'll see if they're up for the task. And we got some nice little face cams here for the players for you tonight for one of the teams, Sapphire Wolves on the top there. We'll be seeing, you know, taking a quick look at the, you know, reaction shots we got throughout the series tonight. So always fun to have those little extra production things. Shout out Hero in the background.
Yeah, really great to see. And I mean, I'm super excited to get this map 1 kicked off. I do believe we're having a minute or 2 more delay, but yeah, waiting for a couple still to get into the lobby. Might be best if we send it to a very quick break. When we come back, it'll be that map 1 on Colossus Hardpoint. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, everyone. We're here with map number 1, Colossus Hardpoint. You know, we said we just had to get a couple more in the lobby, and they're all finally ready to go. Really excited to see this one. Again, we, sort of talked about the SMG dominance that you can see on this map a little bit before, but I will say, there are a couple of hills on that map where having a really strong AR can be a big boon. We see especially some of those crossfires on P1 can be great, but especially P3, we see a lot of players just camped up God Heavy with an AR.
Yeah, you could definitely make impactful plays with the AR. It's not like you can't, even with the new meta change with the NPC. I mean, maybe you're always going to be able to catch player sprint as long as you're ironed up with the AR. So we'll see if that ends up being the case. But I mean, talk about, as we go deeper into the series, I mean, Colossus is really the only sub map that we have in this entire one. I feel like a lot of AR maps, we got that double scar as well as raid SND. I mean, I guess you could say Den as well could be a sub map as well. But yeah, a lot of long range sites on those maps in the middle of the series. So the ARs are definitely going to need to come out and be frying in this one. But I mean, we'll see what the subs do in this first one. I'm curious what eVaSive Prime are going to be bringing, because they're new to the league. I've seen some of these guys before in other leagues. They definitely can show out for us. I'm curious how they're going to fare in this K7 against some of these top competition.
Yeah, really excited. I mean, I do believe we're going to get started here in just a moment, but especially towards the mid of this map set, I think especially whoever gets that first scar on Overload is going to be in a really good spot. It depends on whether or not we're going there with a team up 2-0, but a lot of the times that Overload is especially going to transition well when it's the same map into Hardpoint. It's a lot of the same just fundamentals of playing for spawns a little bit differently, but still in the same ways. And just, again, it's going to be your ARs that are going to be big, like you said.
Yeah, I feel like the AR is going to be huge tonight as we take one last look at the map set before we get things started here. And, the SNDs, I mean, we got some AR maps in here as well I was talking about, and I think the sniper rifle, it always is impactful on maps, especially Raid and Den. I feel like probably the maps we see the most sniper rifle. I guess Scar, too, you could throw in there, but we're not going to be seeing that in our series tonight. So I'm curious who's going to be pulling out the boomstick on that Raid SND. Can be so ever impactful, but we are finally loading on in to this map number 1, and we'll see what ends up happening here. I'm expecting eVaSive just come out with a hot start here, but I feel like Sapphire, I feel like they kind of they're the underdog to me in this series here, Graph, but if they can come out with a hot start, man, they could definitely turn some heads here.
100%, especially a map like Colossus. I mean, it gets you warmed up quick, but it really punishes you for coming out slow. If you're not really fast on this map, I mean, again, it's a quad SMG map on a lot of those hills. So if you're not coming out quick, you're going to get punished big time. So we're going to hop on in. Map number 1 gets kicked off, and this P1, I mean, hey, no surprises. The first thing we see is people cooking nades.
Yep. Nades galore. Definitely the one of the nadiest hills in the, if that's even a word, in the entire game, and it's going to be eVaSive Prime coming off with that opening break victory like I thought they would. And there you go, some early time going their direction. Even the routes coming through from Lucio on the side door, able to get one and gets out with his life. But on the flip side, the spawns are going to flip thanks to that nice win on number 8 in the back there.
Yeah, good opportunity. Still, we'll have to be careful. A lot of time has gone eVaSive's way on this P1. Good. Stemtex through. Lucio gets that kill with the nade first. Ox looking to extend towards P2 here. Ooh, almost finds Red Cell. Bullet from getting the kill. Trade does come on through, but the retrade is perfect. Lucio on a 4 streak, looking to make it more. 5 just like that. And almost out of Hellstorm already, despite only 5 kills. Has just been soaking that much time early. Will miss that player, though. And that'll cost them an opportunity at the streak. You rip everyone out of the back, though, here if you're eVaSive Prime and you get fully set up on this P2.
And this is what I was worried about for Sapphire. You got to come out hot against a team like eVaSive in this one. And so far, I mean, a couple of players not even on the board yet. Finally, Sky getting involved. Looking at Skittles and crew to try and step it up going to this hill, because you're already down 60 points early on in this game. And this has been a tough go of it. I mean, eVaSive Prime just winning all of the gunfights at the moment, doing their thing on Colossus. And this is not a map that's very forgiving, I feel like, Graph. You don't see very many comebacks on Colossus.
Yeah, they're especially big ones. I mean, it's a map that's very hard to fully shut your opponents out on, as we will see that break come on through. A couple of moments will go your way if you're Sapphire Wolves, but Freeze with the pistol cleans up a couple of players, and that's all it takes. I mean, you just still have backspawn, so not a lot of threat there on that break. As we head over to P3, one initial kill from Ox does set up eVaSive Prime on the time, and they get bottom green control as well. Got to be careful of Red Cell towards Laundry. Will get that one kill. Still looking for more towards the outside. A lot of players in position, and it's Red Cell all the way through. Will find at least that one kill. It's actually Freeze grabbing it. Caxter and Freeze combining for 3, and now just a couple of players out towards that Godheady side.
Yeah, definitely a dominant start for eVaSive
Nice
Prime.
blitz.
They are just doing their thing. Yeah, nice little split coming out. Maybe a fortunate one from Sky there. Maybe he could do some damage on the pinch, but he's going to get only able to get 1. So maybe a crisis averted if you're eVaSive, but you still got to push through toward new if you are eVaSive. But Freeze, I mean, just locking it down, man. 11 and 3, 5 spree for himself still on this time. A couple of kills off of this missile. We'll see if he's able to find it. He's getting pushed, but his teammates are there for the cover fire. They're winning every gunfight at the moment, Graf. I talked about this being maybe a closer series than the previous one, but I don't know. What I'm seeing so far, I might have been wrong.
Wow, that's a great spawn read to confirm that. I mean, great spawn read up there towards BS&D. I'll be honest, I would not have expected that. As now, heading into this P4, I mean, yeah, you're up to 120 already, and you're in position. Freeze is just absolutely cutting you down towards mid-map, and Skittles may pick up the one trade, but immediately just gets taken on back. Caxter with 1, Lucio with 2. Apologies, no, the other way around. As it's Red Cell, I mean, yeah, finds 1, but it feels like the kills just aren't coming through consistently enough. Red Cell's having a fine map, but the rest of the squad just comes out a bit slow so far if you're Sapphire Wolves.
Yeah, and I just did get confirmation that we can do listen-ins. I'm not sure if I want to do one with Sapphire. Let's do one with eVaSive Prime and see how they're common in this map number 1.
Okay.
One more P1.
Blue weak red cell on the heady.
P1 hard right.
I'm just
Dead.
waiting. For you, yeah, red
Blue
cell
on
still
me, dead.
nice, good shit.
Hey, watch the split. Watch the split. Back
okay.
blue. Dead.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
trying
no,
to
they're
get
yellow.
yellow.
They're
Another
yellow.
one
they're
P4.
yellow.
Another one
He's coming
P4.
P1.
I have I already have deep right.
I'm going.
Nothing yellow, nothing yellow. I'm
I have all
away.
right
You
side.
got deep right. Alright, I'm going to that.
Right side done. I'm back in.
I'll
be on top.
I have the block. I have the block.
One more time. I'm pushing
One
yellow,
left,
I'm pushing yellow, I'm
One
pushing yellow. Blah, blah, blah.
Last guy front a bullet. Nice. 4 dead.
I'm
Yeah,
P4,
yeah,
P4.
uphill. Nice.
I'm
one
low.
front,
I'm
one
laying
front.
down. I'm so low. I'm dead.
Hey,
He's on point. He's jumped outside
Nice.
you.
Good pinch.
Inside.
Good pinch.
That's
Hey,
it.
I'm picking up P2. I'm picking up P2.
I got
He's
time.
going
You
back
could
to
stay
the-
pushed out.
One yellow.
One P2. One
Hey,
P2.
he's gonna
side.
jump up statue on me. Let's watch him my front.
Alright. I saw blue.
And that the comms of eVaSive. A quick little listen in there, and you know, they sound pretty honestly not too a ton of energy, but I mean, they don't really need to expend a whole lot, it seems like, so far to just take the comfortable map number 1. I mean, 200-point lead right now.
Yeah, they're cruising in this one. I mean, honestly, I know I agree there's not a ton of energy there, but the comms are exactly what they
Yeah.
need to be. They're calling, you know, I have this block in the back, you know, maintaining spawns on a map like Colossus is important. I mean, we've seen them do that pretty much the whole time. They've been able to at least find the breaks that they've needed to. Sapphire Wolves just really not getting on the board too much in this one. It feels like that's how this one's going to end. Red Cell all the way in the back. We'll look to try to hit a devious route. We'll be able to kill a couple dead. Freeze finds the one. 24 and 7. Does get cleaned up, but again, still those back spawns going to be a little bit too hard to break on through. It's Ox that'll just cut him. Lucio with 1 as well. It's just Red Cell. It gets cleaned on up as well. So yeah, that will do it for map number 1, eVaSive Prime.
Oof.
They clean that one up pretty succinctly.
I'm not sure if there's something in the water today or what's going on, but yeah, I did not think I was going to see an even more dominant showing in Hardpoint than I already did in that first series today. 250 to 18, now 250 to 14 in this second one. I'm not sure what's going on, but I'm not a fan, Graf. I don't know what's going on. I mean, you know, it's a tough map. You know it's going to be a tough map when your opponent is emoting in the hill.
Yeah, that indeed was quite funny. But yeah, that Sky 3 and 22 is just unfortunately not gonna cut it. So that map 1 is not gonna go your way. We do have a big tempo change now onto that raid search and destroy, but it's gonna be a very tough route back into this series.
Yeah, and I might have been a little bit generous on my predictions going into this one. I thought maybe Sapphire Wolves were going to be able to step up to the plate tonight, but I mean, I'm not. After map number 1, I might just call 3-0 in this one. That was, yeah, not pretty, and you know, we saw that kind of similar in the previous series as well. It was just not a great showing, but we'll see if S&D is going to be any kinder to Sapphire Wolves. It's definitely a game mode where you can bounce back, and especially I feel like, you know, the pros always complain, you know, the weaker teams, you know, usually steal the S&Ds off of you. So we'll see if that's going to be the case in this one. It's going to be Raid, but I don't know, Graf. They're going to have to pull off one hell of a map here.
Yeah, I will say one thing to keep in mind is a lot of teams now are being forced to ban the new maps they're not comfortable with instead of the old maps they weren't comfortable with. So you're getting forced onto things that used to be your permaban. So we have seen a lot of teams get forced to things like the Raid, like the Colossus, that they were just not as practiced on, especially, you know, since Colossus S&D was almost a permaban previously. So
Yeah.
there's a lot of teams that just don't have that in their bag and now have to ban the Sake, ban the Gridlock that they don't want to play instead. So it opens up the map pool a lot in these series.
That is a good point. I'm not sure if it applies too much in this particular series. I guess we'll find out. Well, only time will tell. We'll see if Sapphire can bounce back after a devastating map number 1 already, though. eVaSive Prime on the board first. Caxter strikes first, and now, I mean, they have so much map space to work with for the side of eVaSive Prime. They got all of A control. You got Lucio in mid just watching it, and look at this jump shot from Freeze. I mean, he's just going up and down. He knows there's someone here. He's looking for the shot. Not quite going to get an angle, but, I mean, still the numbers advantage for eVaSive.
Yeah, it's really, really good to get that numbers early. Stun out, and you read it really well if you're Lucio. Gets you the numbers even further. 4-on-2, and both of them still towards Zig there. Pretty much sectioned off. Caxter tagged down low, but Ox all the way through. Picks up 1, almost 2. Red Cell will get the side of Sapphire Wolves on the board, at least in the round, but with so little time left to go, they get crunched on. It will be that first round that go to eVaSive.
Yeah, and I mean, that was just kind of nothing they can do in that situation. They get first blood, and they just turtle, wait for a scam, and it just never comes. And the bait and switches weren't really there for Sapphire Wolves. We'll see if they can answer back in the next one. Not the best way to start your search and destroy, but I mean, still very early on. We'll see how their defense fares here, because I feel like it's a, you know, a map where, you know, maybe offense is a little bit slightly preferred, but you can definitely still win some rounds on defense. I just want to see the Wolves, I mean, do something together as a unit here. I feel like that's the best way to take on better teams, is to just stack a site.
Especially on a map like Raid, where the retakes are not by any means impossible. You got to be able to shut down a sniper, and up close towards mid, you find the sniper, and you find the second player there as well. Sky now the last one standing, and Ox is just legging it at you. Just chowing from absolute Narnia. And it will be that initial round, and then some for the side of eVaSive Prime.
I'm not gonna lie, Graf. I looked away at the chat for 1 second. I turned back, and the round was over. I don't know what just happened. It seemed like they just ran down middle, and I mean, just, I mean, just kind of running worlds right now so far. It seems like, and not a whole lot stopping them. I mean, it's going to be up to the Wolves to try and show us something. I feel like they just have not had anything going for them so far. The slaying, the rotations, and the hard point. So far, the baiting and switching has been a little lackluster as well. I want to see them play more as a unit, more together here. I feel like that's their main chance at winning this one, but we'll see. It's going to be another push, and there we go. 4 hit toward A. You got 1 toward mid. Can you win the first blood? And you can. Skittles, nice little team shot there, getting the first blood for them. Red Cell is by himself in mid, though, so he'll get the answer back at the very least. 3v3, but the bomb is down.
Yeah, good to get that kill from Water Steps. Clears that player out of mid. You got to get this player out of jungle all the way in the back. Freeze. Snipes 1 down, looking for another. They flush out Sky as well. Now just awesome. These players, I think they just overplay it a little too far back. I would have loved to see them play the 1-2 towards, you know, back laundry there. But now you leave Awesome in a pretty much unwinnable spot here. Caxter going to look to start this defuse. Awesome going to get tagged on back. You have a sniper watching this as well. I mean, yeah, that'll just do it. eVaSive Prime, they may lose first blood, but they pick up everything after.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with this matches tonight, but it has been pretty rough going for some of them. Definitely some one-sided affairs. We'll see Yeah, maybe it's Bruce said maybe it's the Cowboys jersey. Maybe I would agree with that. Maybe it's bad juju having the Cowboys jersey on. I don't know, but
They did call it in the chat. We were listening in on them before. They said they deserved it because they have a Cowboys jersey. So who knows?
yeah, never know. The cursed Cowboys jersey. You gotta burn that. Gotta make sure it doesn't exist anymore. But we'll see. 3-0 now. Up, eVaSive Prime doing their thing, getting aggressive toward Laundry. Nice little bait and switch. Lucio gets the credit for that kill thanks to the damage from Caxter. And now 2v4. Make it 1v4 as Ox with another double. It's just going to be Skittles. He's by his lonesome in jungle, praying for a miracle, but he is not going to get it. He is going to get hunted down here, looking for it. He is able to get the first one. So, I mean, still, maybe the miracle is still here, but I mean, he's going to be basically surrounded at this point.
Yeah, there's also only 30 seconds to go to get this defused. That means every time you take a couple of bullets, you have to hit a regen. It essentially makes this round impossible. Everyone swarms on in, and it will be eVaSive Prime once again. Lock that one down. I mean, yeah, Sapphire Wolves, I mean, it feels like they're just not properly able to take space as a squad right now.
Yeah, I mean they're trying, but I mean they're trying, but they're dying. It's tough, man. I feel like this can happen. You see it a lot of times in leagues like this, where a top team plays maybe a bottomish team, and it's just kind of it kind of just looks like this. I mean, we're seeing it in the scoreline, we're seeing it in the kill department, and so far, eVaSive Prime, I mean, just calm, cool, collected, doing whatever they want on the map, and they haven't really had a close round so far, it would seem. Oh, hit marker from Skittles. That's unfortunate. That was almost like a collateral through the kitchen wall there, but just unfortunate. Too low on that shot. Caxter with some nice shots through the wall, but it's not going to find a home. And now 3. I mean, he's getting aggressive toward kitchen by yourself with the bomb. Sky's going to get traded. Surely there. Didn't love that decision.
Yeah, and there's no one on your team that's even really close enough to get a kill against that many players in position. You have one player. Water steps all whiffs the kill there onto Lucio. Still one player in towards top bunk. Ox is going to knife them down. It's down to Skittles in the 1 versus 4, and it feels like eVaSive Prime. They're going to keep this clean sheet.
Yeah, I would be surprised if they lose any 1v4. We saw it in the previous map, but I feel like that was more trolling from the opponents than it was clutch ability from the other team. And now 5-0 up now. eVaSive Prime looking poised to close it here, and honestly, they probably have all the confidence in the world. We'll never know because they refuse to show their faces, the cowards that they are. But I mean, regardless, they're winning the series so dominantly, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, I mean, it goes back to what you said. I mean, Sapphire Wolves, they were a near playoff caliber team last season, but I think a lot of that is there's a lot of new fresh teams in the K7 League this season, and a lot of them, like eVaSive, are out for blood. I mean, I've seen at least parts of this roster in some other spots, and they've looked great. Now in K7, I mean, they're looking to make a name for themselves as Freeze. Did get that first blood. Skittles gets the trade onto Ox as a 1-for-1 out towards A-Ring as well. Leaves Freeze, the guardian of mid. Will pick up that first kill. Evades the trade from Awesome as well. Now into the 1 versus 2 to try to stop this from being a 6-0. Will get the first one, so now it's all down to Freeze.
Yeah, and Freeze is going to spot him going for the quick scope, and he delivers the hottest of 6-0s there. Thought maybe Sapphire had a chance in that one thanks to that kill from Awesome, but just, I mean, snipers, so important. We talk about it all the time, and you see it on display here. The nice little flick of the wrist there as Freeze gets the final one. And now, though, eVaSive Prime will be up 2-0 in this series. And I have all the confidence in the world in this team to probably close it out here on this Scar Overload coming up.
Yeah, a lot of confidence heading into this one. I mean, eVaSive Prime, I do expect them to, I mean, bare minimum make playoffs. I think they could be very much a top contender in their division. So super, super excited to get a look at them early in the season. I mean, unfortunately, it comes at the expense of Sapphire. It feels tough because, again, this is by no means a terrible squad, but they hit a very hot opponent early.
Yeah, it's tough. I feel like for Sapphire, a lot of these matches, they're going to be pretty tough opponents as well. I haven't taken a super deep look at the group, but, if there's a lot of returning teams from last season, they got their work cut out for them, so to speak. So you know, we'll see what ends up happening with Sapphire, but I mean, they need to turn up in a big way, man. Not just for this match, but I feel like for the whole season as well, if they're going to make a run for playoffs, because this is not how you want to start off your season. You wanted to try and make an impression because, I mean, so far it's been a really rough watch.
And you just hope to try to stop this from being the ultimate stat line of the 8-0. Just try to find something on the board. Just play some good defense on the Scar. 5 minutes on board. And here we go. I mean, even if you're able to extend into map 4, that would be great. I think winning the series from this position is going to be quite difficult. But hey, not impossible if you can try to get something going early. But it's evasive action, hitting all those routes. Caxter in on a good overextend. Will get shut down though towards P4. Needs to be careful though, Luxio. Next up, it's Ox towards the outside. A Humvee just gets in on the point. Gets shut down on the goal line by Red Cell. Still, device right on the doorstep. Sapphire Wolves will clear their base though.
They do have to worry about Freeze behind enemy lines, though. He's shooting players in the back, but he might have got bad timing, shot a little bit too early, now low HP, and Freeze is going on a world tour trying to get out of here. And 3 are going to fall on the flip side. Skittles with a triple, and this is going to be the first one on the board for Sapphire Wolves here. We talked about a comeback, and a nice little play gets them on the board first here. And I mean, you know, you talk about, you know, winning the series. I think, you know, if they can win this map, they can definitely do something here. I feel like winning this map is going to be so important for confidence, but Caxter on a 5 kill spree shuts it down. He says otherwise, and the counter cap got to come on through.
Yeah, it's tough because you have a couple of players that are stuck out towards that P3 side. It's kind of difficult to respond properly if you get spawned out like that. Still, it's going to be a second chain as well. You've done a great job of manipulating spawns here, managing the flips if you're evasive prime ever since that first one went down. Now we head back in towards mid. You got to be careful of Skittles and Awesome in towards top broken and mid cut. You can clear those players out though, and you could get another one on the board here really fast towards A. It's all down to Red Cell here to find that player, and they're just way too late out of the window. So it's number 3 just like that. You're looking at end this half quick here if you're evasive prime.
Yeah, and Caxter, I mean, just continuing to fry in your base right now, just has not died. Finally, you clear him out, but the damage has been done. That has allowed 3 straight caps for Evasive Prime to go through with not a whole lot of time on the clock. Reminder, now with the new overload rules, I mean, it seems like the clock is going to be stopping now. Actually, honestly, with the new overload rules, it's kind of just depending on what league does what. So at this point, it's kind of still up in the air. But for right now, it seems like the clock is going to be stopping. So not a time, not being really much of a factor, I guess, in the overload. So you probably will be seeing 8 caps on the board, I would imagine, in this one. But I mean, for Sapphire Wolves, man, they started off a little hot with the first cap, but that can happen, man. Sometimes you just get put in the blender and just absolutely spawn trapped.
Yeah, they do try to go for an offensive try there, but just down numbers, especially when one of your players has the device only on the Jaeger. It can put in work, but a lot of the time, it just can't do the same things that especially that NPC can do up close. As a little bit over eager there on the counter cap objective. Never mind. They pick up that player towards mid, and hey, there's the end of the first half. And I don't think the timer rules really impacted that one.
Yeah, I don't think it would have mattered too much, really, at the end of the day. I feel like, you know, it was a good try coming in from Sapphire in that first half there. They got the first one, but I feel like Caxter, I mean, he got a 3-piece in his spawn, pushes up mid-map, gets some more kills, and I just continued to live in their spawn for a long time as the relay went through over and over there in the end. And it will be a 4-1 edge for Evasive in this first half. And we'll see, going into the second half, what Sapphire Wolves have in store, because, I mean, they have the capability. They showed us in that first half. They have the capability, getting a 4 dead and getting a score. They just need to try and be a little bit more consistent about it, because, I mean, so far, I feel like you're really missing Awesome.
Yeah, you got to be very careful. Ooh,
Oh,
great
okay.
grenade. That's one way to put yourself in a good spot. Skittles, I mean, hey, it was the player that had a great performance in the first half. You're on the doorstep, but you just get shut out barely. It's Red Cell that does find that +1 kill, but still not enough. Awesome. Looking to maybe sneak this one in through the back end, especially because you're top blue. You're going to spawn these players out, but both of your players towards P3 get shut down, and you get flushed out of the back. That should be a point on the board. It's all down to Red Cell. Big tag still. If you find this kill, yeah, you don't even need it. There goes number 5. As the device will stay towards this top end, so you got to clear out Caxter. You do that at the very least. Free still on the plane heady, looking to rip some players down.
And that one was really tough. That one made me visibly cringe. I thought that was for sure cap, but just unfortunate circumstances. Sapphire just not able to capitalize on the opportunity. You're not going to get very many triple kill nades, car bombs from these teams, and you got to be able to score when you do. But unfortunately, it's going to be eVaSive Prime with now 2 straight scores. Not a whole lot of time off the clock either. And they'll be set up for the new in-your spawn. You got to worry about these players behind you, Motel, as well. It's just going to be Sky on the reset, trying to live, trying to do what he can, but he's surrounded by himself, able to get one at the very least to slow down the progression. But eVaSive Prime, they're all over this.
Yeah, they've got one player all the way behind 18-wheelers right now. They're going to clear the player out of mid. Ooh, maybe not. Doesn't matter, though. Ox, yeah, just converts on that spawn out really nicely. Only way you're going to go down there is a great nade, and we don't really see one come through. Device resets to the mid, and likely for the final time, you will clear out your spawn at the very least if you're Sapphire Wolves. And, you know, I think they've done a better job at putting up a fight in this one. Awesome having a unfortunately tough map, but, you know, Skittles at least pulling their own weight. Sky and Red Cell, I mean, with not terrible performances, but this Scar is a very unforgiving map for a lopsidedness like this.
Yeah, we talk about it all the time. This is probably the spawn trappy map as a 4-piece comes down from Caxter. Nice little Hellstorm missile, and that'll be the cherry on top. What a map from him. 27 and I believe 11 was his final stat line in the end there as an 8-1 victory in this overload. And I don't know what has been happening today with some of these matches, man, but I mean, this is almost the exact same scenario that happened earlier tonight, almost a run back, but just with different teams in the scoreline department. So yeah, I mean, sometimes you have days like this in Call of Duty, Graph, and I mean, this has been just kind of one of them, I guess.
Yeah, and I mean, I will say it's still very early weeks. It's very possible that some of these teams just have not played with each other for a bit. I know for a fact, though, that, you know, eVaSive Prime has. I can't say the same for Sapphire Wolves. I can't. It's not that they haven't. I just don't know, so I won't say. But yeah, I mean, it's showed that eVaSive Prime, I mean, they've been able to make a splash in quite a few other leagues, and they're looking to do the same here in K7.
Yeah, they definitely look like a good team. I feel like, neither of these teams, the better teams tonight, have had like a true test, though. I'm curious what happens when they do play against the other top-tier competition in their group so far. It's kind of been, the bottom beatdown, I guess you could say. But, I mean, going forward, yeah, we're going to have some more great matches on the main stage as well. It's unfortunate that we got kind of a, couple of stinkers tonight. But, it does happen. Hopefully the teams can watch some VOD, bounce back from this one, use it as a learning experience, as one should be doing from matches like that. But that was a fun one, Graph. I appreciate you coming on to cast with me. That was a fun one.
Yeah, you got to see both Graphs tonight.
Yeah, true.
But we'll give them we'll give a quick shout out to our sponsors, Crivor, KSI, Excalibur Interactive, and CODStats.com. Could not do it without all of them. They make what we do here at K7 possible. With that being said, thank you all as well so much for joining us for these series. I know they were a little lopsided, but I hope you still enjoyed. We'll catch you all next time.
Have a good night, everybody.
Looking to take your competitive Call of Duty experience to the next level? CODStats is a complete platform built for players, teams, leagues, and fans. We track everything across the competitive scene, every match, every player, every stat. For teams, everything starts with Stat Tracker. Create your team, add your roster, and log scrims and matches with full player stats, including kills, deaths, damage, and objective play. Instantly see your team's performance, win rates, KD, map-by-map breakdowns, and trends over time. But tracking stats is only half the game. This is where the map tool comes in. Build your strategies directly on game maps, plan your opening routes, mid-game setups, and late-game executions. Then connect those strategies directly into your stat tracker. Now your team isn't just reviewing stats, you're reviewing the exact plays behind them. What worked, what failed, and what needs to change. Stat Tracker and the map tool work together as one system. Track your performance, build your strategy, refine your gameplay. All in one place. Start free today.
You know that local spot that fuels your late night streams and gaming sessions? Right now, big delivery apps are taking up to 30% of their revenue. It's brutal for local business. Talos is changing the game. We give independent restaurants their own online ordering system with zero commissions. They keep their profits, you pay less in fees. To support your favorite spot, tell them to visit ordertalos.com/win. Eat local, order direct.